Hello, my name is Coral and I will be showing you how to do the acid rain lab, in which we will determine how acid rain is created and if it is acidic or not. The main concepts we need to understand to do the lab are redox titration, which is a reaction in which there is either a transfer of electrons or a change in the oxidation number of substances taking part in the redox reaction. Combination reaction, which is a reaction in which two or more substances combine to form a single product. In this lab, oxygen and sulfur combine to make sulfur dioxide gas. Physical versus chemical properties is that in physical, a observation can be made without transforming the substance into some other substance, for example, melting sulfur, and chemical property is any property of a substance that cannot be studied without converting the substance into some other substance. First, we will use tap water as a neutral control by dropping indicator solution into it to see what color it will be. Then we will use an acid. In this demo, I will use hydrochloric acid and drop indicator into it to see what color the control is. Once we do this, we will melt sulfur in a safe way and dissolve the sulfur gas into water to create an acid rain solution. The indicator will determine whether the solution created is an acid, base, or neutral. When we melt sulfur, it produces sulfur dioxide gas, shown in the formula S8 solid plus 8O2 gas yields 8SO2 gas. Or sulfur plus oxygen yields sulfur dioxide. We then take the gas created from this equation and dissolve it in water to form sulfurous acid, shown in the equation SO2 gas plus H2O liquid yields H2SO3 aqueous. Or sulfur dioxide plus water yields sulfurous acid. This equation then oxidizes to form sulfuric acid. H2SO3 aqueous plus 1/2 O2 gas yields H2SO4 aqueous. Or sulfurous acid plus oxygen yields sulfuric acid. For this experiment, we will need 3 beakers, a crucible, tongs. Ignore the distilled water, any acid, in this case I have hydrochloric acid, sulfur, universal indicator, a pipette, a Bunsen burner, a striker, and a fume hood. This experiment should be done with caution due to the use of hydrochloric acid and the formation of toxic gases. Because of this, I will be performing the experiment in the fume hood. First, we take one of the 3 beakers and pour tap water into it. Distilled water is a bit acidic, so the outcome of this control is not dependable. Then we add a few drops of universal indicator into it. We will record the color of the solution, which is green, and then set the beaker aside as a control for the neutral solution. Next, we will take another beaker and fill it with tap water and a few drops of universal indicator, and then we will add a few drops of hydrochloric acid. We will record the color of the solution, which is red and will be the control of an acidic solution. Next, we will take the last beaker and fill it with tap water. Then we will set up the stand and crucible for melting the sulfur. This step must be done in the fume hood due to dangerous gases being produced. We then pour a small amount of sulfur into the crucible. The Bunsen burner goes underneath the crucible containing a small amount of sulfur. Make sure the gas is on and light the Bunsen burner. Wait until the sulfur is melted into a red-colored liquid, and then use the tongs to hold it over the water containing a universal indicator. Swirl the beaker for a while until the solution changes color. The change from green to red while using an universal indicator means the solution is acidic. This lab is extremely important to our everyday lives, especially since it is so easy to create acid rain. When sulfur is melted in mass production in some industrial area, it creates the gases we talked about earlier, causing them to be released into the atmosphere. The sulfur dioxide then mixes with the rainwater to create acid rain, which is acidic and extremely corrosive and dangerous. We must be aware of the consequences of melting sulfur.